Yes, we wait to see if it's indeed going to be a sunny day, but I don't think anything different can happen on the December 30th day,
It's already getting very sunny.
Except God just want to make it say, you guys are expecting sunny day, but I'm going to give you rainy day, except an act of God,
For now, no rain.
But on a good day, on the 30th day of December, you should expect a sunny day, just like Akon said. All right, it's a fine Monday morning. This is OGBC 90.5 FM. Welcome you to the discussion segment today on the program. Yes, it's good to have Rasaq Ayinla back in the building this morning. He's the editor of Business Day newspaper. Rasaq, always good to see you.
It's nice to be here. Good morning.
You're welcome
Good
aboard.
morning. Good morning, Debo. Good morning, busy. Now, listen, good morning. It's we are going to go here.
Starting on this note, Minister claims that government fails to meet. Chief Adeyinka has stated that the increasing incidence of vandalism targeting critical power transmission equipment hindered the achievement of the ambitious goal to generate 6,000 megawatts of electricity by December 2024. Explained that the government had implemented measures to reach the milestone and was on track until multiple incidents of vandalism to electricity towers disrupted the plan. Now, this excuse is it tenable?
It's not tenable. If you look at the indices that's applicable in that section, Nigerians should know that the electricity sector, it is run by public-private partnership. We have 3 layers. The first layer is Genco, that's generation. The second layer is transmission, while the third layer is distribution. The 2 layers, generation and are owned privately. It's only the TCN, that's the transmission company of Nigeria, that transmits whatever they generate. That is what the federal government owns. That's one. The second thing that Nigerians should know is that we are having 11 distribution companies, 11 discos. And the 11 discos, we have Kaduna, we have Abuja, we have Eko, we have Ikeja, IBDC, we have Enugu, we have Yola. It's only Yola, because we cover majorly the northeast, where we have Boko Haram insurgencies, where we have vandalism. The other, how have you heard that the IBDC properties or say or towers are destroyed? No. Do you hear that of Eko Disco? No. Do you hear that of Ikeja Disco? No. So the only place where we have vandalism at peak is Yola Disco. At a point in time, Yola could not distribute for 1 year because Yola covers Saraba, Adamawa, Yobe, Borono, and Boshi. That is where we have the heat of Boko Haram insurgency. So because of 1 out of 11, and you are telling us that you are unable to meet up with your target, that is not good on the part of the federal government. And of course, I know when he was making that promise that they could not meet up with promise. Why? Number 1, the man is an accountant. He doesn't know how power is generated. So, and it's not the issue of generation that's our problem. We are generating more than what our transmission line can even distribute or transmit. What our problem is that the carrying capacity from what government is still controlling. Genco is doing fine. And of course, Disco, of course, they are doing a bit fine. Except recapitalization, because they don't have enough money to recoup to repair some of these transmitters or transformer they have. So and the power lines. Because if you ask me and you ask yourself, go to Interland, you see that people are still using 1960, 1970 poles, 1960, 1970 poles, 1960, 1970 transformer, as well as wires, cables. So these are overstretched. These are archaic. They need to change it. They not change that. And you are talking about increasing generation. Even if you generate, how do you transmit? So there must be a dedicated and intentional increase in the carrying capacity, so that even if you generate, you have what to transmit it. In Nigeria today, we sell more of surplus that generate by Genco. Gencos, they are there to generate, and of course we have them everywhere. They are generating based on gas, because what they do now in Nigeria of today, their generation is about 75 to 80% gas fired. The hydro is like 25 to 20% hydro fired generation and distribution. So what the problem in that sector is that we are still using century equipment to transmit electricity. We don't have enough carrying capacity to transmit electricity, and you want to generate more. Even if you generate more, where is the vehicle to distribute and transmit? So that the problem in that sector is that, number one, they need to change all this equipment, cables, wires, transmission line. They need to increase the capacity systematically in such a way that, oh, in this year we're having a particular number of a passage of electricity that we are adding to Nigeria. But instead of our minister to listen to all these people, to do consultation, he just came out one day and woke up one day and say we are going to increase the generation and transmission by December. How do you want to do that? You didn't tell us how you are going about that. You didn't tell us the technical know-how behind it. You didn't tell us who is sponsoring it. You didn't tell us where you are getting money to finance it, because there's no allocation to that, and it's just making empty promise. So at the end of the day, it's saying vandalism. That is why I'm saying it's not tenable. He needs to consult widely. He needs to know what's happening in that sector, even if he's an accountant who is not an engineer. So you need to consult and get to know what are the problems. How do we resolve the problem with all these players? We have Genco who are private. We have Disco who are also private. So you need to collaborate with them, not just coming out using the executive fiat and telling us that by December there will be electricity in abundance. That's a big lie, and the lie we can see. The truth is showing, and it had to come to apologize to Nigerians that they couldn't meet up as a result of vandalism. Vandalism is done in one disco out of 11 disco, so you cannot use that one as just to say you are giving excuses that there's no electricity as promised.
As we're moving into the new year, I'm sure most people will be hoping that the distribution companies will supply electricity, as we're moving into the
They might not supply electricity because if you are to put something, you want to put a trailer on a bicycle. How do you think you are using a bicycle to transport a trailer? How do you want to do that? You can achieve that because now everywhere, go to every household, go to communities, look at their transformer, look at their pipes, their poles, look at their wires. They are archaic, they are overstretched. We need to change them, and if you don't change them, you cannot get electricity. This is not a rocket science. You need to really invest in it before you now have a sign of relief that, oh, we have electricity as we supposed to have. But today, Disco are managing. They don't have financial muscle to do that. And Debo that generates, they have all it takes to sell to neighboring countries, because if you don't buy from me, and I can't waste my money, so let me sell. That's why they are selling to Ghana, selling to Niger, selling to Togo. We are the ones selling electricity for them as of today. But what happened to us that we cannot have electricity in our household and our factories? The reason is that we don't have enough capacity in terms of transmission and distribution.
All right. Thank you, Rasaq. Something unfortunate happened in the Republic of South Korea recently, and the government of Nigeria has actually commiserated with that country. The federal government extended its condolences to the government and people of the Republic of Korea following the tragic crash of Jeju Air Flight 2216, which resulted in the death of 179 passengers. The report from the Nation newspaper this morning said that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs acting spokesperson, Mr. Kimie Biemfa, expressed Nigeria's heartfelt sympathy to the South Korean government and the families of those affected by the devastating crash. Raza, each time I hear about a plane crash, going by the magnitude of the fatality, most of the time I don't feel good about it. And I ask myself, Are we ever going to get to a point where we have zero air crashes?
We may not get to that point because whatever we do, we need to. That is why even in economics, we have provisions for unforeseen circumstances. There are some things that are beyond our control, and of course, if you look at South Korea, in that sense, they are one of the leading tech countries of the world.
Yeah.
So you must have known that they must have done almost everything rightly before they an aircraft. Be that is me, this is telling us, even Nigeria, that we are having ramshackled Boeing all over the place to be cautious, to double check our aircraft, our Boeing, to know their status, so that we don't just waste people's life. What has happened? We need to consult with the families of those that lost their loved ones, and of course, the government of South Korea, like our government is doing based on bilateral relationship. But beyond that, Nigeria should take to learn from them. If these countries that we regard as the most tech savvy in your world are having something of such, Nigeria that is at the lowest bottom of the ladder should take a lesson from it and do the right thing at the right time. All our Boeing, I was at the Murtala Mohammed Airport last time. In fact, especially our local flights, we have lots of them that are Tokumbo aircraft. When they want to they want to fly, they want to take off and land, you will there's a thunderous
Turbulence.
turbulence that was about to happen. We need to tell them that if you cannot run airline, it is not, you had better leave it. It's not compulsory. You can't be managing airline. You can't, because if you are managing, you are putting the lives of people on the line, and putting our lives on the line. We are not animals, for God's sake. So the aviation authority, regulatory authority, should be up and doing at this point to ensure that all our our Boeing, all our aircraft that we are flying are airworthy. They have airworthiness certificates, instead of you just managing things. This is not the time to manage. Let's get the best of the best. We deserve to use the best because we have the money in this country, except they are deceiving us. We have the money in this country, except they are deceiving us. And why we don't have the money, like people used to say, is that a large number of funds are not covered by our budget. Some people are having private money that they bury inside their dugout. So that's the reason that's not covered. But we cannot put our life on the line. Let's get the best aircraft. Let's operate international and domestic flights that are very good, airworthy, and are good to go, rather than managing things. This is not the time to manage.
Now, taking it back to the South Korean, plane crash, one of the excuses that was given was that maybe it was a bird that caused the crash.
That's right.
I mean, was it that there was a fog or something, and then they didn't even see it ahead before the flight?
At this point, the weather throughout the world is not too good. That's why our NIMET, the meteorological agency, need to be up and doing. They need to be giving us. They need to do more in weather. Don't rule out best strike. Best strike, it's sudden. You are just here born, and then the birds strike, and of course, when that happened, there's little or nothing the pilot can do, because it's just like a locust that just came suddenly, and of course want to destroy a particular thing. So we can only, like I said, we cannot rule out unforeseen circumstances. This is a natural disaster that will happen, but it doesn't happen often. Like South Korea now, how long have you heard about that? But in the case of Nigeria, last time we have our former vice president when he was campaigning, and we've been recording something like that. So that's what I'm saying. Our regulatory agency should be up and doing and ensure that Tokumbo aircraft are not allowed in Nigeria. Even if they are allowed, like we used to use Tokumbo cars, they need to service it regularly so that it's airworthy and it's safe for us to fly.
All right, still with the nation, security tightened at Niger border amidst alert on Nakurawa terror group. Security agencies have intensified operations along the Nigeria-Niger Republic borders, particularly with the Sokoto Act, following reports of activities. Officials of the Nigerian Immigration Service has also assured the public that there is no cause for alarm, stating that proactive measures have been implemented to prevent illegal migrants infiltrating the country. Now, Lakora is another terror group, and then you want to beef up security around Nigeria and Niger border. What about the other borders?
Lakurawa came from Niger, and if you look at Niger, it contiguous with Burkina Faso and Benin. If you look at the West African and the African map are structured, you see that up there we have Niger bordering with states like Sokoto, Zamfara, Benin, Kebbi. So if you go down a bit, you see Burkina Faso, and of course they are bordering with the state like Niger. If you come down, therefore, if you are trying to protect our borders, you need to do a lot by protecting even Ogun State, because Lakurawa that you are talking about, if they come down Ogun State, that's why we have Sokoto Badagry Ogun State Road. You can see that because they connected. They are one way or the other connected. So we need to look at that beyond all those what you are doing in the north. You need to come down to Oyo, come down to Ogun, come down to Kwara, because those areas are also border areas. Kwara, Oyo, if you go to Kosubosu, you go to what is the Ilesha, Oyo, and you are going to Igbeti, all those areas, you need to look at that down to Imekwa from Ilara, because they are contiguous, and that is where we have Lakurawa over there, and they can move down to the way the deadly headers wreak havoc on some places in Okeogun. You know, they did wreak havoc on some places. Yeah. So you need to really man all those areas, because those are the areas that are close to border. Don't focus all your arsenal on Jigawa, Sokoto, Zamfara, Kebbi alone. You come down to Niger, to Kwara, to Oyo and Ogun, because if you look at that, we are that border areas that things can happen easily. So please, we are appealing to all of them. So really, and of course our governor too, I hope they are listening. They need to really work towards that. Let's tighten up security across our border, especially because those guys, they are brothers. They have their launch attack on anybody at any point in time.
Okay, this is Morning Flight, OGBC 90.5 FM. Let's open the lines and see if we will be able to take one or two opinions from the listeners home, as we also continue to engage Rasaq right here in the studio. 0803-437-9453 and 0815-032-0226. 0803-437-9453 and 0815-032-0226. Those are the lines to call. All right, so we have the first caller here. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Adeyinka from Shagamu.
Welcome on board.
Concerning our electricity issue that mentioned by our country, I hope all these phones and wires are truly expired, but most of them are still in good order. But if possibly federal government can make it happen that our wires are pushed underground, more better. But there are some wires in some areas in which they are for free, let people do family. And that can cause danger for them whenever it is rain. Not only that, there are some people facing under the high tension wire. So, what to say is under danger for us. they can make it possible for us to do everything on the ground. I hope that will be better. And our country has not been satisfied about our electricity, and we are supplying some other neighboring countries. That is not fair. So I pray to Almighty Allah that everything should be in good order for us.
All right, thank you very much. All right, there you go. Thank you. 003-437-9453 and 0815-032-0226.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, welcome.
On the issue of this Bakarawa, that's very good. I believe our state, both the federal and the state, we need to introduce technology to it. Let the other states involve the federal government. Even in the current project now, do what's so called, I suppose that is your chief, let us then in that area to recover all this weather because it's possible they will come down to us. You remember what happened in what's so called Okeokun, so that when you tell me those people that complain that the Fulani are saying the Fulani that come from the gate because they are not the one doing it. People in the country, the Fulani that are really just in the country, you need that issue too. So please, we need to that it is good. We need to do that. On the issue of NEPA, on the issue of electricity, the federal government needs to see when you want to privatize something, you do it well. The 40% of that business and 100% of transmission. That they are the ones that give you the problem. They are the ones they don't have money and they want to subsidize. They are the ones they give that 100% transmission. I don't know what happened because of the ones that also for cement. And cement is actually cement. It is not for free because you don't have the money. That is why they are in the problem. So that is I want to be that area to be let them if you want to open up, let them open up, give it to the young, you open up reduce I want to call the percentage to 10% that is the generation. That is exactly what they are going to make forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling.
All right, so army seized and destroyed illegal refineries. We have another caller here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Ayinla. I'm calling from Bolaji.
Welcome.
Okay, so please, I'll talk on that electricity. I think because anytime I discuss electricity on radio, I always pay close attention to it. Your guest is really, has really put some justice to that. But my problem now is some areas they're having up to, minimum of 19 hours supply of electricity per day. Some can even go as far as 24 hours. I know some areas, I don't want to mention names. But some areas can go 2, 3, 4 days without having even just 1 hour electricity. Now, why can't they do, equal load shedding? All this band A, band B, is like they're generating the electricity for that band alone. Are we not in this country together? Are we not going to say, okay, because a particular area is having electricity, and I have my own house, I built my own house in an area that does not enjoy electricity. Will I leave my house there? We should all have equal load shedding. Any house that is not paying it, they should disconnect the electricity in that particular place. Not that some area will be having 19 hours, some area will not even have it for 5 days. And if you want to give them, they can just give them 2 hours, 1 hour, and that's all. So we should not just blame everything on government. Even the one they are generating, it should be distributed equally. Thank you.
Very much.
I think in doing that, 2 things are considered, and the truth be told is that they consider your equipment.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good
morning.
Oluranti Ojelaide is calling. I welcome you to the last Monday in 2024.
Welcome you too.
Rasaq Ayinla, you are a blessing to your generation. May God bless you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Talking about power. In fact, since disco came on board, I thought the estimated bill would have been things of history, that all homes will get prepaid by now. But if you have prepaid, you don't have to be worried about bills
because you can use your, depending on what you buy, you use it, and it will be durable. Unlike estimated bill. Talking of power, there's some areas in Lagos that they enjoy 24 hours. I think because they are viable area. I just thought that. But talking about Sokoto Road, when I first had Sokoto Road, on this old Dilaro Road, I wondered which one is Sokoto. I was it's wonderful. In fact, I love it because going from one place to place and you are getting to where you are going is one thing. Then let me just say this, Jared. See, 2025, I just hope it's going to be a wonderful year for all of us. Of course, it's going to be a wonderful year for all of us.
Amen.
And it's nice being with you guys, OGBC.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful and pleasant day.
Thank you. It's good to have you around too through the year. We hope to have more of you in 2025. What's reaching us in the studio says that the former American president, Jimmy Carter, has died at the age of 100 years. One of the things that I heard about this man was that he actually happens to be one of the first former presidents to own a presidential library, just like we have in Adeyinka here. And he's actually one of the most famous American presidents ever. Jimmy Carter, God bless his soul.
He was a man who, during his lifetime, was a friend to Nigerians. And of course, it showed it to us when he visited Baba Basanjo. He loved him, he was a friend, they were very close. And of course, during his time, he did a lot of things for Nigeria. So we are going to miss him as a friend to Nigerians.
Okay, we have another caller here. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Baba from Oye.
Welcome, sir.
You are talking of electricity.
It's one of the issues we talked about.
Some are enjoying 9 or 8. About a year now, my wife will never enjoy any hour, any day. We are ready to another 2 years now. But at the what is the state of the federal government doing about it? We are talking the hospital at the Merco border and the Nara. And it's easy to do that. And the people that is there in the Merco not able to enjoy anything from the federal government. Thank you. I'm far from them to do.
That was what I said earlier on. They consider the status of your equipment. I'm talking about the transformer and the. When last have you seen them changing wires, holes in Imeko? So what that is telling you is that Imeko don't have that carrying capacity, and if they give them 18 hours non-stop electricity, something will happen to them. So that's the reason they consider that. That's the first one. The second thing is they also consider who has money, because don't forget it's a private entity. All the discos, they are there to make money. So they will give those that are paying them right money more to enjoy electricity than those that are not ready to pay. So money out of it, as well as the status of the government, for them to distribute, just give electricity and cost effort for a community.
Good enough. This will be here. The officials will be here later this morning at 10:30. So you can, just reserve your questions for them. They will be ready to answer you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Debo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bolaji.
Good morning.
And the journalist. Good morning.
Good morning, man.
This is Ayinla from Quarry Road.
Welcome.
First of all, I must congratulate you for making the year a very educative, interesting, and commercial oriented.
Thank you.
Side.
Thank you.
We retirees, we are really enjoying this program. We have just introduced these journalists commenting on papers. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. The Lord Almighty will be with you, and the station will continue to grow from strength to strength.
Amen.
I wish you a happy new year and a better year too.
Thank you.
Talking about electricity,
Have I mentioned my name?
Yes,
You did.
Talking about electricity, I don't think there is something to write up about it because all along they have subjected people to hardship and so many things. I think they should either take this thing from this distributive or what did they call them? The distributive group, NEPA group, all this. Let the federal government manage it again. They are not having us at all. Some people are enjoying 24 hours, some none at all, some 8, and you may still bring a bill to people. It is very unfair. If they want to serve us, let them serve us well. If they are not ready to do it, let the thing be removed from them and be sent back. But the problem is, if you send it back to federal government, who are going to manage it again? How sincere are we? How are we sure that we shall get things right? But we should think of getting it right. We should think of getting it right. Electricity is the backbone of everything in the country or anywhere. Without it, we can't progress. The economy is bad, will be bad. And other things that follow it will be bad too. So please let them find a way to ameliorate the suffering of the people. They are fed up with them. Then for Qatar then at 100, they are live well. I hope our leaders will also live well and leave good legacies for the nation to revive and say good things about them. Thank you. Happy New Year again.
Thank you,
Thank you very much.
Yes,
All right, the number to call is 0803 437 9453 and 0815 032 0226. Hello, good morning.
Hello, pleasant morning to you.
Morning
Good
to
morning.
you.
How are you? Lord, Bolaji.
Good morning, sir. I'm fine,
How
my
is
dear.
it? I guess good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Could you please share one light to us about fuel petrol, the tariff, that and the NFCC? Could you please share me more light on this, sir? Thank you very much.
Did you mention that?
We didn't mention that, but I think I need to talk about that. What actually happened is that we all know that Dangote is producing his own and refining the crude oil now. It's selling to Ipman, and that's the reason you could see the price of Ipman. Some Ipman members are selling even lesser than what NNPC are selling. Today, NNPC is selling 950. So Ipman members are selling 935, 920. So that is what we call the regulation of that sector, and that is what we are seeing. So people be selling different prices. So go and buy whichever one that suits you. That is what is happening in that sector now.
And I think that is exactly what many Nigerians have been looking forward to, healthy competition. And
Definitely.
they drive the price down.
And by 2025, with all this budget, I'll be having a 600 per litre.
Hello, good morning. Morning,
morning.
sir.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
This is Professor Nuga from Benin.
Welcome, Prof.
Okay, you're welcome, Prof.
I love the topic that you people brought to
Very fun.
media this morning.
Mm.
Let me first greet the viewers too. You say in terms of electricity, I think the government has made a lot of mistakes by privatizing it to people. Let the federal government take over. Let them take over. Like Imeko, Ilara, all those people here now. Past 1 year, there's no light. Past 1 year. Imagine another people in Ogun State are getting this light. If it is because of paying the seat of electricity, why can't they use the prepaid meter? Let people enjoy the amenities of the country. And they were now allowed to pay your tax, pay this, pay that. People are paying, but they didn't enjoy it. Don't expect somebody who is in blackout. It's never done. It's never done, my brother. How can you expect me to pay that when I cannot be able to Nigeria? Look at the Republic of here. People are saying the Republic of the life. Every
And we're supplying them. And we're
What is happening to people in the land and my brother, you have to do something.
Okay, Prof.
God bless Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. God bless this country.
Amen. Amen. God bless Nigeria. Amen. Amen. It's serious.
All right, thank you.
It's serious and annoying. It's serious and annoying if you listen to something like that. And quickly, what is happening in that sector is at the point in time, government was the one importing prepaid meters for them. So that they are the ones cutting all this. These are the people that have the money to do business, and you just approve it that bring whatever you want to bring, ensure that you have this standard. But at the point in time, government is the one importing for them and selling for them. So you could see that even those people are handicapped. Those discos are handicapped. So they give them just like quotas. It is quota that they give them that they are going to do. So who does that? And that's it. You could see that the man that called, he called from Benin. Yeah. In Benin, they are having a city, and Nigeria is one supplying them. It's because we cannot store what we cannot use. So it's bad for you to sell so that you make money from it, because Nigeria, they got their pause. That's a serious case.
I want to thank you for being part of Morning Flight this Monday, 30th day of December 2024.
Just a day left.
All our callers, we appreciate you very sincerely. Oh, we love you. Thank you for staying tuned and keeping the faith through the year 2024. The
editors doing it. Of course, we want to appreciate Mr. Rasaq Ayinla for always coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. The editors doing it. Ayinla, the ICC Bama has been for like a show it's all the sound manager has been Samuel Adeyinka. It's been a game show for production. I am Bolaji. Easy. Have a day for them.
If you don't know, Rasaq Ayinla is the editor of Business Daily. He's always here with us on Monday.
Definitely, we shall see next year. We shall see next year.
I'm Debo. Please stay tuned for the editorial review.